Hey guys, the Bat. I'm back. I know I've been away for a while, but I've basically been combing through my collection, recataloging, and reorganizing my books. Trying to make room because my room is starting to look like a warehouse. But I've been going through my collection, and I've been pleasantly surprised. I've been pulling extra copies of books that I already had, and here's I got a good sizable stack of books here that I want to show you. A lot of these are doubles or triples or whatever that I've accumulated in my collection that I had forgotten about because the way that they were cataloged, they were like behind comics. Because normally when I buy comics, I have one on one side, one on the other side. And back in the day when I bought doubles, I would have two. If they were the same book, they would both be stacked together inside. And but I don't do that anymore. Normally now, if I get an extra copy of a book, I just take the extra copy and bag it and board it and put it away in my extra copy short boxes. But I digress. Let's get on with what I got to show. Amazing Spider-Man number 9, second appearance of Gwen Stacy. Found that one. Amazing Spider-Man number 10. And this is the first appearance of Spider-Punk, which was pretty cool. All New Wolverine 1. I found another copy of that. I got oodles of these. Just like my 5th or 6th copy of that. Another copy of All New Wolverine number 2 is which is the first appearance of Honey Badger, her clone sister. Found 2 copies of Archie 601. Archie marries Veronica at a wedding, and what makes this important is it's like a Elseworlds adventure where Archie marries Veronica, and after this little miniseries within the series was over, they did Archie marries Betty. But what the main significance of this book is that it has an insert, a Star Wars insert, which features the actual first appearance of Cad Bane in it. And I remember buying this a long time ago, and I saw that Star Wars imprint inside, and that's why I bought 2 of them. This brings back memories. The A-Team with Mr. T, George Papard, and the rest of the guys. I can't remember all their names. It's been so long ago. This book brings back a lot of memories. This was actually a pretty good show back in the day. They tried a movie of this, but I don't think the movie could ever capture the actual fun of the show. Beetlejuice number 1. I heard they're making a new Beetlejuice movie with oh man, I'm going through brain problems again. But we all know who. But yeah, let's wait and see. Sometimes I don't know. It's leave classics alone. Trying to get that magic again. They may be able to do it, but I don't know. I don't know. That's like Napoleon Dynamite. To me, they can't do no more to it. I mean, it just wouldn't be anything other than fiasco. Bombshells number 1. That's a beautiful cover. Now, some of these books might not have that much value intent or whatever, but it's just that I found extra copies of it. Captain Britain and MI-13. Issue number 1. With for a while there, Captain Britain was like on everybody's tongue as the next Marvel event character showing up, and he still hasn't shown up yet. So I mean, it is what it is. It just kills me how people have their specs, and especially when they have no rhyme or reason to say that this book is gonna be in a Marvel, or this character is gonna be a Marvel character in the future. I like to know what crystal ball they're getting this stuff from, because anything is up for grabs as far as Marvel Universe is concerned. And I've seen too many times where people have went left and the movie makers went right. They they went their own way. I mean, just like I say, a character cannot match up to the comic book version, regardless of whatever they do. The human imagination is so vast, and when you read a book in your mind, you capture a vision. Like I said, we could read the same book and see it two different ways. So for a movie to try to make for a movie producer to try to make a movie of this, they're going to have their own conception, and with the limitations of what they can do, they can never capture what's in the human mind and accurately display it. It's impossible. So it is what it is. I'm going somewhere I shouldn't be going, I guess. But it just kills me how people say, well, yeah, this person is guaranteed to be in a Marvel movie, or whatever. Champions number 1. I got another copy of that. Got quite a few of that, and the successive second prints and other prints. I got a couple copies of that. I was glad I found another copy of that. DC Comics presents Superman and Starman, Jim Starlin cover, really nice. Deadpool, Suicide Kings number 4, which has a iconic homage cover to Amazing Spider-Man. ElfQuest number 1 by Wendy and Richard Pini. Like I said, some of these are just some books that I basically dug back up. Freedom Fighters number 1. And this book I bought at a comic shop. I paid $5 for it, but I like the condition of it. And I remember having this book. The copy that I had from long ago doesn't look as good as this. So I was happy to find another copy of that. Same, dug up another copy of The Good Asian, which right now is pretty popular. And that's issue number 1. This was kind of hot for a second. Good. Gotham Academy number 1. A lot of speculation behind that. Say speculation. But I don't know. I'm old school, and this new venture into speculating on movies, characters in movies, I find kind of awkward because okay, take for instance a book like this book here, Haunt number 1. Okay, now this book is hot on the strength of Todd McFarlane and this character. Okay, now let's suppose this is not a hot character or even a whatever character, but all of a sudden it's a movie going to be made of this character. Now the book becomes hot, super hot. Okay, as long as people are talking about it, the book gains value, blah, 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 blah. And by chance, finally, the movie is made. This book is super hot. Okay. After a month after the movie has gone through its whatever, and this, that, and the third, the book starts climbing down. Now, granted, it may not go back down to what it originally was, but it will go down a lot, and that's what I'm seeing in a lot of these Marvel movies, this, that, or whatever. And I see people going crazy buying these books when they're at their peak, which I just don't understand. But like I said, I'm old school. I guess I'm like a dinosaur. What you would classify as a dinosaur in the comic book community. A lot of these books are mostly 80% of these books that become hot. These are books that I already had in my collection from back in the day when I was a kid. Because as a kid, I bought enormous quantities of comic books. I was reading everything at one time. I didn't have that much to do, actually, being on the eastern shore of Maryland, farm country, whatever you want to call it. We had sports that I ran track, ran cross country, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, you really ain't have too much to do, and I got into comic books. But, and I bought a lot of comic books. And I find that I'm more apt, like I said, I'm a dinosaur. I'm not willing to spend a lot of money on certain comic books. If I don't have it, especially now at this age that I am, I'm still relatively young. I'm old, but I'm relatively young. But I'm not going to be shelling out thousands of dollars for a comic book. Not at this point in my life. And, well, even back then, I don't think I would have done it. I'm more apt that if I don't have it, I appreciate that other people got that, and I enjoy seeing their collections. But for me, I know my limits, and I know I am not putting myself into debt over a piece of paper. Sorry, it just doesn't jive with me. Unless I can get it, really get it at a phenomenal price. Something that you get on a sneak tip. Otherwise, I know it will not be in my collection. But to those who have that ability and the money to do these type of things, more power to you. Because it's a lot of good books out there, and a lot of these older books are rising in price, but that's not my game. Like I said, I just enjoy what I have, and I just keep on moving. Invincible Iron Man, found another copy of issue number 3. Got a lot of those. Invincible Iron Man number 1, found another copy of that. I got a lot of those. Justice League, the New 52, number 30, dealing with the new Green Lantern. Jessica Cruz, number 31. I found a third printing of Loki, Agent of Asgard. Marvel Holiday Special with, I think it's the one where they talk about Santa Claus being the first mutant or whatever, which is funny. Marvel Superheroes, number 3. I can't remember just the first appearance of the new Spider-Woman. I can't remember. It's been a long time. Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man. Pulled out another copy of that. Mockingbird 1. She got hot for a minute there, dealing with the Hawkeye series on Disney. And her tale hasn't been really told yet. I know they had a Mockingbird version on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That show had so much potential, and they just went into another direction that was totally wild. They just went somewhere they shouldn't have went. It's like they ran out of ideas and started going crazy. And I think it actually hurt the show. It really hurt the show. But the show had some great highlights. I didn't like the Deathlock. The character Deathlock, it was cheesy to me. But Ghost Rider to me was the best thing ever seen on that show. They did a phenomenal job with Ghost Rider, and I really had hopes for that Ghost Rider showing up in the Marvel U. But it is what it is. Found some more Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur, issue number 34. Found 2 more copies of that. Number 32, first appearance of Princess Fisk, copy of, what is this one? 28 with Omnipotentus in it. And Moon Girl is going to have her cartoon, which I see is basically going to be for children, which may take the heat off her books. But we have to wait and see. Second printing of Moon Knight number 1. I have that one. The New Avengers number 40. I forgot what's going on in this book. New Avengers. New Avengers number 53. I found more copies of that. Brother Voodoo. I think it's the Brother Voodoo becomes Sorcerer Supreme. First appearance of Pokemon. Issue number 1. Prophet. Number 7. Signed by Stephen Platt. It's number 387 out of 1,500 copies that were signed by him. Spider-Gwen, number 1. Another copy of that. Spider-Gwen. Number 24. A pristine copy of Spider-Man 2099. No ticks whatsoever on this book. Period. Whoa. Star Wars Darth Vader. Number 1. Seems to be picking up some steam. Star Wars number 6. Another copy of the Rebels. Basically their first full appearance of the Rebels, even though in the first issue of canon, they're there. But hey, I can go with the flow. And this is the actual first issue of canon, The Last Padawan. Coming down to the wire, folks. Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, which is another book that's kind of hot. Like I said, I like Star Wars, but I'm not heavy into Star Wars, so characters, trying to remember the names and who they are and what are, it's beyond me. Now, this book I got at a comic book shop for $100, and I was like walking out the door, and they have like a display underneath the counter of a lot of comics, and this book was there. And I had to do the double take at. I looked at the price. I looked at the book. I looked at the price. I looked at the book. I looked at the price. I looked at the book. I was like, this got to be the Mexican. This got to be the Mexican reprint for the price that I paid for this book. But I asked them, can I look at it? They let me look at the book, and it's actually the real thing. And I got this book at a steal, and it's Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes number 23, the second printing. Adam Hughes cover. I mean, this book, when I first saw it, I think David Seeking Near Mints had it, and I was in love with it. And in the back of my mind, I always said I always wanted to get a copy of this book. And I saw like the price of this book go up and up and up and up and up. And I was like, well, I guess I'll never have it. And to have this book fall into my lap like that, I was dumbfounded, but I was so happy to have it. I don't want to damage it. This surprised me. I found this in back of issue number 5. I already had 2 copies, but it was great to find another copy of Ultimate Fallout number 4. And we all know this, first appearance of Miles Morales. And this book is amazing. It's flat, corners are sharp, not a tick, nothing in the back because it was taken out of the bag back in the day when I got the book. There's nothing. This book, I definitely got to send it. If I finally choose to send books away, this would be one that may go and get done. Ultimate X number 1, and the significance of this book is the fact that it's the variant, because it has Hudson here, Logan, whatever. Hudson Wolverine, James Hudson Wolverine, has the adamantium claws instead of the bone claws. Now this one is Ultimate X number 1, where it has Hudson with the bone claws. Nice Arthur Adams cover. Had a lot of Venom doubles that I had behind each other. Issue number 2, issue number 4, issue number 7, issue number 9, World War Hulk number 1. There's a lot of craziness going on about this book, which I don't know. It is what it is. They've already did it in cartoon form. They kind of hinted at it in Thor, whichever Thor that was. The last Thor movie, they kind of hinted at World War Hulk. And we just have to wait and see. Young Avengers presents Wicked and Speed number 3. It's a great looking cover. And the final book, Youngblood number 2. I got a caboodle of those 2. I found them in the 50-cent bin, quite a bit of them. And I left quite a bit of them. And this book was plentiful back in the day. Well, even today, it's still plentiful. You can find this book. You might not find it for $1, but you can find this book with no problem. You can kind of go in a comic book shop, close your eyes, stick a finger out, and just walk around, and the first book you touch be a Youngblood. Oh boy. But yeah, this book is super, super plentiful, and it's the first appearance of Prophet. But like I said, comic book collecting is really, really fun. You know, you play your own game when it comes to comic book collecting. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You play your own game. You collect what you feel you want to collect. And don't try to keep up with the Joneses, because you'll never be able to do it, because if you do happen to see somebody and you happen to get a collection that's comparable to theirs, there's always somebody who's got a larger collection. I mean, it's about not being so much worrying about the next guy's collection, but looking at what they've done and seeing how they did it and figuring out a way for you to do what you need to do to get what you want. You don't have to get Hulk 180, 181, X-Men 1, Spider-Man 15, all that. You don't have to get that to have a good collection, or to have a collection that you might love. A collection is what you love, what you like to collect. If you like to collect Archies, I mean, go for it. I mean, get all the Archies you can get. Richie Rich, Star Trek, DC Star Trek, or whatever. I mean, if that's where your heart is, stay where your heart is at. Don't try to collect to impress. You know, and I see that, you know, a lot of the older guys that I watch on YouTube still have that kind of old mindset, and I really enjoy watching them. And it's a lot of stuff going on in what they call the so-called comic book community. That it's a lot of tit for tat going on, and it's I just am at awe at watching all of this stuff, and I see where other collectors are basically trying to knock other collectors down because of something they might said or how they collect or whatever. And it's that's kind of messed up. I mean, to me, it's messed up. We all out here just doing what we like to do. Comic books, piece of paper with some ink on it. Come on, guys. I mean, it's enough going on in this world to really, really rattle your brains. Comic books shouldn't be one. This should be a place where you come to enjoy, to converse, to compare, this, that, and the third, to enhance your collection or to help someone with their collection. It is what it is. You can be a part of the community as much as you want to be. If you want to be into it neck deep, I mean, you can do that. If you're more like me, you kind of like stay out on the outskirts of it and pop in and out every now and then. And when I got the time to, I do that, But know your priorities. And that's basically it, guys. I hope everyone is well, Be well. Pray for this country. Pray for this world. Pray for your family. Pray for yourself. It is what it is. All right. That's about it. This is the Bat. And I'm out.